man?
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure.
Man, my phone been acting crazy lately. Anyways, I want to give our praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Kakadash. And this is going to be called, exactly, ladies. Exactly. You know, peaceful, you know, be my peace. And be submissive, you know, which goes into that pretty much. Now let's hear what this woman got to say. You know, I'm liking these things that she's saying. This is like music to my ears.
What does a submissive woman do for her man?
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And I pretty much read his mind. So it's like if I know you, and I study you. Like, I know how you are in the morning. I know how you are about midday. I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like, before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, I was like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health.
I want to pause right there. That's the meaning of being one, of being one together. That's what it means. You have to know me. You have to be me. You know, when you are in public and they look at you, they think of me. They think of my name. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, she talk just like him. She act just like him. She has his ways. We have to become one. That's the goal. That's the whole thing of marriage, is coming together and joining in together and becoming one. You know, so what this lady is saying, you know, is very, you know, sweet to the ears. But the thing is, at the same time, we know it's hard for women, you know, especially the way that women was raised in this society, you know, or raised from generations and generations. This thing goes all the way back, you know, little by little, you know, the way our women are started to be degraded. And that's all by design, because what it's all leading up to is what the Bible called Mystery Babylon, right? The mother of harlots, the abominations of the earth, right? Revelations chapter 17. So it was set up that way because this place is going to be the most wickedest this place has ever been, at the peak of wickedness and evil, and then the Lord is going to judge it. So that's all prophecy. It had to come down like that. But now what you're seeing is a great awakening. So you're seeing women start to wake up and remember these things. That's why you're seeing these videos out here like that. Women starting to speak about these things, you know, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. More women are going to start to wake up the closer we get towards the end, because even though we're in the end times now, because times are going to get harder. And what it's going to do is it's going to humble everybody, not just women. It's going to humble men, it's going to humble women, and people are going to have to get together just for survival. And in order for you to survive, you're going to have an order, you know, and that thing is very important, you know. So what she's saying is, let me get a precept on it real quick. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, and I'll play with the rest of what she just said. Verse 9, it says, in like manner also, that women adore themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Now we know in the kingdom, our women gonna have all these things, because we're gonna be in our rest, we're gonna be in our paradise. But you know how your man you go out to the store and you looking like a supermodel going to the store. Your legs is all, your thighs, you got the rips in your jeans. You know, you got the slit in the skirt that come all the way up to the side and show your whole thigh. You know, that's not cool. You know, because you're pretty much bidding yourself to the highest, well, you're selling yourself to the highest bidder. You know, you putting a sign on you as saying, look, for sale, pretty much to the highest bidder. You know, you wanting that attention, you know. So, y'all know what y'all be doing. Verse 10, it says, but which becometh woman professing godliness with good works. These things that she's talking about, these are good works, man. It says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. In order for her to learn her man the way that she say that she's learning him, that's because she's studying, she's watching, she's learning. You know, she's not trying to, this right here, verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach nor to assert authority over the man, but to be in silence. So you got to sit back and learn, man. When you trying to, my feelings, and this is how I feel, and this is how I look at it, that's you trying to put authority over that man. You have to look at it the way he look at it. Why? Because of this. Verse 13, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not the seed, but the woman being the seed was in transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. And that's the ultimate goal. Because when that salvation comes from the elect, lots and lots and lots of women are going to be saved for childbearing. Why? Because the elect man, we're going to go back to the kingdom. We're going to have to rebuild our nation. Because majority, 2/3 of our people are going to die. Fall by the sword here in America. So we're going to have to rebuild our nation. And what's going to happen? The Lord said we're going to be fruitful. What's that? I give you a precept. Matter of fact, to prove it. Deuteronomy chapter 30. The Lord said he's going to multiply us above our fathers. So how does the Lord multiply people? By us having sex and having babies. So the woman, there's going to be women that's going to be saved so they could get pregnant by the elect man to rebuild the kingdom. It says if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. But you gotta have faith at the same time. And ultimately you have to just be elected by the Lord. So let's let this play, because there's some sweet things she's saying, you know.
And sometimes it's very draining, but my love is my superpower. And I used to hate that about myself. But now it's
that's
like,
what I'm gonna name it. Submissiveness, peace is power. She said her love is her superpower. A lot of times today, right? You got these rappers, these women, they call themselves like big this, big that, big lotto, big this. They really aggressive. They almost like men, you know. But really, the woman power is to be sweet, kind, peaceful, loving, submissive. This is your strength. This is your power. Not being masculine, because that's not what the Lord created you for. That's not your power. Being feminine is your power as a woman. The more you learn how to be feminine, right, the more power you get. Just like when you look at a strip club, you know, the women aren't in there trying to be men. They're in there being seductive and feminine in order to make their money. You see? So it's just like in the real world, your power is you being feminine. Let's keep going.
I'm just embracing it. Like, that's who I am. Like, if I love you, I can heal you. It's your joy. It is my joy. You know, I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep.
Now, Cardi B says she don't cook or she don't clean, but we seen her cooking and cleaning. That's a part of it. I'm finna get to that, but this is Ephesians 5, verse 22. It says, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband as it is unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, right? Even as a Mashiach is the head of the church. That's the order. And he is the savior of the body, right? Therefore, as the church is subject to a Mashiach. So the same way us, the man that make up the body, the church, we're in subjection to the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Because he had preeminence over everything, right? The woman, you supposed to be in subjection to your man that same way. So we wouldn't buck up against the Lord and cuss the Lord out because we in our feelings or mad. Or we don't want to follow order just because we in our feelings or mad. So the woman, you supposed to be the same way. The same way we have to submit to the Lord as man. We have to submit to him or we're going to be put to death, right? The woman, you got to submit to your man that way. There's an order. And we got to submit to someone. Y'all got to submit to us. That's how the order goes, right? And you can see that with the culture today, we have no order. And that's why everybody just all whacked out here, bugged the fuck out, right? It says, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. It says, husband, love your wives, even as Hamashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it. You will love it. The husbands are going to love their wife if she's pleasing, because it also speaks about it in Deuteronomy 21. If a man has two wives, one that he hates, one the wife, roughly paraphrasing, one wife that he hates, one wife that he loves, and then it talks about the firstborn son and the firstborn inheritance. It says that he may sanctify, right, and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. Right now, let's let this go.
And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest. You know? So know what that means. And that works for us because he wants what I have to offer.
For sure. You know, especially with you talking like that, right? Now verse 28 it says, so all men to love their wives as their own bodies. She said, look, I scratch his back before he goes to I scratch his back to help him go to sleep every night. We love our wife just like we love our own body, especially when she's one to us, right? It says, he that loveth his wife loveth himself, right? Because you're supposed to be me, just an extension of me. It says, for no man ever yet hated his own flesh. See, you supposed to be an extension of me. It says, but nourish and cherish it, even as the Lord, the church. For we are members of his body in his flesh and of his bones. So just like how the Lord loves us, right? It says, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. What does it mean to be one flesh? She's explaining it. She said, look, I studied this man. I learned this man. She said she knows this man. She knows when he sleep by just his breathing patterns. That's considered being one. Not that we're the same entity, like they try to say with Yahweh Shai and Yahweh, they're the same a trinity. No. When it says that they're one, it's saying they're on one accord, not that they're the same entity. They're two different entities, two different deities, but they're on one accord together in mind.
What does a submissive woman do for her man?
Run it back.
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you.
She said all the things he wants. That's being submissive. She reads his mind.
And I study you. Like, I know how you are in the morning. I know how you are about midday. I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like, before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, I was like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health.
And there's beautiful women that could be submissive, because that's a little narrative that's going out there, is that, you know, the more beautiful they is, then the more it could be 50-50. We don't do that 50-50 shit. This my boat. You on the boat, you know what I mean? But I'm the captain of the boat. When this boat go down, you could jump off the boat and go to another boat. The captain gotta die with the boat, because this is my boat. You see, if I die, you could go remarry, because you free from the bond of marriage. That's lawful. But if I, you know, of course, if the boat go down, the captain gotta go down with the boat. So there's a difference, you know. You gotta be one with this boat, you know what I mean? This is Proverbs 31. Verse 10, it says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. And beautiful women can be virtuous. Right? And then, because they like to say, oh, that's the weak woman. The weak women are submissive, or women that have low self-esteem or insecurities, they become submissive. But the beautiful woman, no, have y'all not read the book of Judith in the Apocrypha? She was one of the most beautifulest women of all time ever. Same thing with Esther. Did y'all not read what she did for her people, to save her people? And then what she did after she did that, she put the glory to the Lord. She ain't take the glory herself. You know, she put back on her sackcloth, took her braids out, the embroidery, and she gave the glory to the Lord. That's a virtuous woman. So there's virtuous women in the Bible that you can read about. Read the book of Judith and the Apocrypha. It's verse 11. It says, the heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Brothers running around with wives that they don't even trust. Wouldn't dare allow her to go to the store or go out somewhere by herself, because you don't even trust her. So you got to ask yourself, why don't you trust her? And is that a bad thing or a good thing? Y'all supposed to be one, right? It says, she would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Brothers out here got wives that's doing them evil, wicked stuff, fucking their life up, and they having to fix the pieces every other day. It says, she seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She got to work, man. She got to be doing the dishes. She got to be cleaning the clothes, having your boxers and your shirt and socks all laid out for you when you get out the shower. Got the bed all clean, the dishes clean. You shouldn't have to go work hard and come home and then you got to do all that. House is a mess and you got to come up clean, right? She is like the merchant's ship. She bringeth her food from before. See? She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion of her maid. She up working. She ain't you get up and do it. Why you don't do it? She considereth a field and buyeth it, right? With the fruit of her hands she planteth the vineyard. She girdeth her loins, right? With strength and strengthen her arms. She gonna go out there and buy the clothes for you. You ain't gotta go to the store and go go shopping for socks and boxers and shit. She's at the store picking that up for you. She know, okay, he needs some new boxers. Let me go pick them up for him. It's already there at the crib for you, laid out, ready. It says, she perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretches off her hand to the poor. Yes, she reaches forth her hand to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings in tapestries. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Her husband is known. Everybody know, look, this is Kadash Yasharala's wife. A lot of you women be hiding. A lot of you women be on the internet, on Facebook, and y'all be looking single, man. A brother be trying to shoot his shot like, hey, you single? And then 2 months later to 3 months later, you pop up pregnant. You was never single. Don't nobody even know who your man is. You got a whole man. You all on vacations, and you taking a whole bunch of pictures while you on vacation. We ain't seen not one picture of the man that's sitting there on your side. You cropping them out pictures, keeping him out of the pictures. You acting like you on a trip by yourself. The whole time you got a sugar daddy there with you. We don't even know who your husband. You hiding your husband. You hiding the fact that you're in a relationship with somebody. We go to your page, we ain't see not one picture of the man that you're with. But you in a whole relationship with this man. You out here looking like you single. You pretty much for sale for the highest bidder. You promoting yourself, man. When he sitteth among the elders of the land, she maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivers girdles unto the merchants, right? Strength and honor are her clothing. A lot of these women are weak, man. You heard the saying? Look, these women just ain't built like the women of the old days. Yeah, because these women became weak. They ain't got no strength, and the reason why they ain't got no strength is because they ain't got no honor in nothing but themselves. You gotta have honor in your household, man, and being a good wife. Because what does the word wife mean? It means a woman with a husband. What does the word husband mean? Master of the household. Well, it means head of the household. And what does being the head of something? That means being a master of the household. It says clothing, and she should rejoice. So you can't be a wife if you ain't got a master of the household. That wouldn't be a real wife. It says she should rejoice in the time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. She not just sitting around not doing shit, man. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he prays for her. Everybody love her because we know she's the backbone of this family. We need her. Look at all the things she do. She's actually needed here, man. Not just wanted, she's needed. Look at all the things she do. It says, many daughters have done virtuously, but none but thou assaileth them all. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. A lot of women just go off their beauty. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. So you ask your woman, you ask your wife, do you fear in the Lord? Do you believe in the Lord? Or do you want to follow the Lord and follow the information, the law, statutes, commandments in the Bible? Do you want to follow it? That's a woman that needs to be praised. Not saying she can keep it perfect, but it's her heart towards trying, that she wants to learn and try. Do she even fear the Lord? Or do she just say, look, I'm just going to sin. I don't got no fear in the Lord. I'm just going to sin and do this and do that because I just want to do it. That's not a woman that needs to be praised. It says, give her the fruit of her hands and let her own works praise her in the gates. You got to show the works. We're going to praise you by your works. You know, let your works talk for you. Which that's really what all of us. We all got to let our works talk for us. You know, putting up the videos, putting up the prayers, studying, keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your abilities, putting off that old man, putting on the new man. We all got work to do. Ain't none of us perfect. But you got to let your works just speak for you. So with that, I'm going to say salvation to the elect. Shalom.